What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Post Credits Podcast, a show where we are lucky enough to talk about movies with you. This is episode 71.
Yes.
Shout out to 71.
Shout out to 71 and moms everywhere. Recorded on Sunday, March 1st, 2026. To get posted to services on Friday, March 3rd. To the usual spots: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, and then YouTube. That's a very different thing. If you're listening to us on an audio-only version, feel free to check us out on YouTube as well. Come on over there. You can watch full episodes or just segments. Everything is time-coded out to make things easier for you.
Ooh.
We try and step out some interesting segments. Like and subscribe, however you choose to enjoy us. Thank you so very much.
This is a more cringy start than normal.
Yeah, this is good though. Keep going.
What?
Yeah,
Keep rolling.
I'm just saying.
All right. Well, on with the cringe. I am one of your hosts, Grayson Maxwell. Joining me as I do every week are my co-hosts, Roger Stillion and the lovely Chris Boughan.
Yo.
Gentlemen, how are we?
We are.
Yeah, existing.
I think we're all a little angry around this. I'm furious about Scream 7.
What if I'm indifferent?
Just diving right in.
I am
I
furious.
think it's a 12-minute episode. Maybe.
Hey, let's do it. Let's go.
We got
all
let's
right,
talk about
well,
Scream right now.
Let's go. All right. How are you guys? What's going on this week in the Boughan and the Stillion households?
So I've been sick most of the week. I have some
Oh shit.
some like sinus infection,
Yeah.
which you probably still can hear in my voice.
Mhm.
So
Little bit.
it's been great, you
All
know,
right, all right.
dealing with that.
Yeah.
So. Also had to go into the mighty metropolis of Pittsburgh for work for an overnighter during that. So
Okay.
that was great.
Mighty Metropolis.
Yeah, it
Thanks.
was a good time.
Pittsburgh really isn't a mighty metropolis, but it's kind of a tiny metropolis, if anything.
mean,
but
It was fine. Our thing was at the casino, so that was kind of cool.
All right, very cool.
all right,
I
all right.
did gamble. I don't usually do that. I'm not really a gambling
Yeah.
guy. I decided that the first night, because I wasn't feeling well, so I cut everything short for me.
Yeah.
So on my lunch break, or during our lunch time, the second day, I was like, well, I need to go I need to go get some cash out so I could pay my valet guy.
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
so I could tip my valet guy. So I got $40. I was going to do 20 for him and 20 for me. I put $20 into a slot machine, immediately won $300.
All
Hit
right.
the cash out button and left.
Good.
It was the most powerful move I've ever done. I was like, bling, 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 and like all the things lit up,
Yep.
and then it kept going for like 5
There
minutes.
you go,
and I
yeah.
spent out a bunch of money at the end.
Yep.
So,
Well, good
Heck
for
yeah.
you.
That
Good for you
was
for having
exciting.
the discipline to do that. That's,
Yeah.
well, here's the thing: I know better because I know better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there have been times in my life where that $300 would have been a negative $400.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
That, sir, is a $700 swing.
I've been to Vegas. Yeah.
we all know that. Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris?
Had a kid's birthday party today. You know, it went really well. Went to the
One of your kids?
yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday to one of Chris's kids.
Went to a roller skating rink. Had a lot of fun.
Where is there still a roller rink?
Brownsville still kicking, baby.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Good doxing me, brother. But yeah,
I ain't doxing. I just think it's wild that those still exist. man.
it's actually newer. So and then you get to rent out the whole place. So it's only people you want to hang out with for the party and stuff. So
As long as they had a good time.
Really-
Kids,
really-
kids usually like rollerblading.
great time. Wife did a good job setting it all up. So
Good job.
Good,
Yep.
good.
It's kind of weird that your kids have had birthday parties the same place where I had a birthday party when I was in like 5th grade.
Yeah. But we went to the one on the island, I'm sure. That's where you
No, I
went.
went to one in Brownsville.
Oh, okay.
Proximity.
That's fair.
heck
That's fair.
yeah, very cool.
Somebody bought that up and redid it all, redid the
Mhm.
whole thing. It's a decent place.
Yeah, it's cool.
Mm.
What a death trap for insurance that has to be.
Oh man,
How do
yeah.
you-
Well, yeah, because like it's. I mean, my kids have, especially my oldest one, has broken a few bones just from
the same one.
falls on rollerblades. Funny enough, once, and it's terrifying. It's a terrifying prospect for us, but it had to be done. The kids
Think
want to do
about-
stuff.
My kid loves to go to the trampoline park.
Oh,
So I think about that all the
I-
time.
the one time a trampoline park came up between me and my wife and the kids, all I did was find a sizzle reel of a bunch of trampoline accidents and just showed it to my wife. And I was like, "This is why we'll not be going to trampoline park." And by the time she watched it all, she agreed. So it was nice.
Last time I went to a trampoline park, I made the mistake of going in myself, which
Mm-hmm.
it's okay for the most part.
Yeah.
But like you definitely feel it afterwards. Like,
Yeah,
not nearly as
Things are
intense.
moving that haven't moved in a
Yeah,
long
there's
time.
parts
Yeah,
that- But I decided I was going to jump into the foam pit.
Yeah.
The
Mm.
No,
Mhm.
because
Why is that no?
Because you just sink to the bottom.
Yep.
Because you're not a little kid. You're an adult man. And I assure you, as I lay there sweating, covered in foam dust, going, "Oh, this is a mistake.
He is kid shape. He is not kid size.
I'm going to die."
It's got to be asbestos down there too.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sure there's
Someone's
mold,
dying.
asbestos,
like pee.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Slobber.
dirty diapers. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure
There's more DNA down there. Like to
Yeah,
imagine.
you don't want to be part of that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
What else, guys? What else?
Other than that, I haven't really done too much. Video game stuff took off and doing some of that game with the friends again. So
New Resident Evil game came out.
yeah,
If you're
yep,
into that,
yep,
I'm
yep,
not,
yep.
but
You can mod it
apparently someone-
already. You can mod it already.
Are
So
you serious?
listen,
God,
hey,
people
hey,
waste no
hey.
time.
you can mod it already, and the man can be shirtless. Is all I'm saying. Good luck,
You
ladies.
said Leon?
Yeah, you have shirtless Leon with suspenders only. Oh,
I mean, all it
They
is
always
just
have
isn't it just like a Resident Evil 4? Like they just remade that for the PS5, and like that was an amazing game right for it. Like
Oh,
this
yeah.
one's just like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I saw. I'm gonna play this one.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it. But
Cool, cool.
yeah,
no. Yeah, you're just hearing shit.
I
now.
watched some movies. What else did I do? It's just been a weird time in my life, but
Yeah.
I watched some movies. Went on some long walks. I walked 22 miles this week.
Woo.
Feels good. Feels good. Got some writing done. I'm talking to my writing partners again, getting some scripts moving again. So hopefully we're not more than a year behind on that. I'm really
cool.
excited about that. Some of the ideas have started percolating again.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's that.
You watch any Cyberpunk or anything like that?
No, I meant to because I meant to.
did.
Did you?
All of it or just some of it?
I've watched the first 3 episodes of Cyberpunk.
Okay. What do you think so far, without going into huge anything deeper than that?
It's wild.
Isn't it?
It is.
Okay.
And they're short. They're short,
Yep.
which I was confused on at first, but then I was just like, okay, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
It's pretty rad.
It is pretty rad, isn't it? It takes an episode to get used to like the fact like to get used to their vernacular.
Well, and the first episode comes at you really aggressively.
Oh, there's a lot that happens.
Lots that happens in the first episode.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
huh.
Yeah, getting used to the whole like them calling each other choom and just the vernacular of it all. But once you're in, it's pretty rad.
I did finish Welcome to Derry season 1.
Okay.
So I really dig how they're doing that one too. I'm a big
Okay.
fan of that. So
Yeah. I've heard decent things.
I didn't think I was going to. I watched the first few episodes, maybe the beginning of December. Wasn't really digging it, and then I just picked up again. I went back 2 episodes just to give myself a little bit of leeway, and I really dug how they left it. So I'm really excited
Nice.
for what comes next.
Cool.
Yeah. So.
I finished Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Oh, how is I'm gonna
I've
start
heard
that.
so many good things.
Dude,
It's a good.
Yeah.
it's the best Game of Thrones thing.
Good.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: the episodes are like 35 minutes long. Like that's it.
How have they linked it so far? Have they linked it at all?
No,
Or
they don't have to. It's hundreds of years in the
Duncan
future,
Natal.
or 100 years in
Past,
the
yeah.
past. Yeah.
but who? I don't remember who he was in. Was he ever
He's
referenced
a
in?
a bunch of times.
Yeah.
He's a legendary Kingsguard.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the clips you'll find floating around is Joffrey talking to Jamie about the Book of the Knights Guard.
Oh, you're
and-
right. That does happen.
And he was just like, he's going through, he's like, this person has 1 page. He goes, Sir Duncan the Tall has 4 pages to himself. 4.
Yeah.
Do we know how long this is? I mean, is it one? Is it multiple seasons? Or
I mean, it's got to be more like
With its success, I don't doubt they'll try to get one more out of it if they can.
and like this legitimately is the best stuff
Yeah.
we've seen.
It's rated very high.
Oh, good. I'm happy
then.
then for
Good.
people that felt
Good, 'cause
slighted by season 8.
Like if they were going to continue with something in the universe, it was time for them to have something that was
Well, they still have House of the Dragon. That just premiered.
House of the Dragon.
Well, House of the Dragon, they just put out the trailer for
Or
it.
3 seasons. Okay, yeah.
For season
Yeah.
3. That was at the end of the
Duncan the Tall thing.
Duncan the Tall
Yeah.
thing was this trailer.
its ratio is not doing well on the tube currently.
And we know that there is sequel material coming from Game of Thrones, right? We know that there's something
Yeah.
after the finale of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but that's only if they want to explore that. You know what I mean?
That's all unwritten stuff.
Yeah.
So this stuff is all like they have canon to play with
Yeah.
if they want to, but
well, good. I hope it's good. I just hope it's good, man.
yeah, like legitimately, I can't talk enough about how good Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
How many
was.
episodes was it?
It's only 6 episodes.
And they're about 35, 40 minutes apiece.
I think the longest episode of the whole thing is like 42 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you could sit down if you really wanted to binge something in a day.
Yeah, you can watch
Like
it.
I mean, an evening,
Mhm.
you could do that.
Okay, good.
Yes.
And my thing is too is if you're not a Game of Thrones person and it's hard to find somebody that's not at least a little bit intrigued by that at
It's
this
such a
point.
phenomenon. It's hard
Yeah.
not to, yeah.
If you get through the first episode of this, you're just like, huh. And you wanted to punch out, sure, I get it, but you won't. You just won't.
Yeah. But you won't.
The other thing too, I finished this week is I caught up on all my Canadian hockey stuff.
Go America.
Well, sure, but I've meant the show Shoresy on Hulu, so
Yeah.
which is a very R-rated show, which is great.
I will say one more thing that I watched.
Rental Family.
I don't want to talk about it. I just want to mention it. Shout out to anyone who can get their hands on this. But if you can't, you should watch Tiptoes. It's a pretty interesting experience.
Yeah, I heard.
It's
So I want you to understand, while this conversation was happening in our group text, this is when I was gambling.
perfect,
Just because I remember exactly reading that as I'm going, what? If
you can get a hold of it and you can see that, I recommend it. It's pretty interesting.
So
it's not good, but it's interesting.
I want to bring up something about that. I thought about dropping into our group text, and then we can move past this. Is do you guys remember Tosh.0?
Yeah.
Which is like a legendary TV show.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of dating ourselves now at this point because that was like legitimately almost 20 years ago.
Yep.
That stuff came out. It was like ridiculousness before ridiculousness,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or I mean, any internet clip show.
Yeah, it made room for ridiculous.
It did. It really did plow the way. The last episode of Ridiculous was 3 days ago too, by the way.
Yeah.
The final episode.
Dang.
Which is
That guy's like 94 though, so
wild to me.
yeah.
However, there is an episode of Tosh.0 where he talks about that movie because he said he made something that I guess he did like his whole thing and they cut it and just put it on YouTube just about that, where he ran it for like 45 minutes about how wild that movie
Really?
is.
Yeah.
Tiptoes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because he makes a point of talking about Gary Oldman, who plays a little person,
Yes.
but isn't a little person, so he just has his arms like pulled back. Like
They tie his arms back so he can't move them. It's
all kinds of offensive. It sounds
watch
like.
the movie. It's interesting.
Yeah, okay. Well, when was that? 2002.
Yeah.
We didn't have any rules back then. There were no rules back then. A lot of words you can say then you can't say anymore. You can say
we're still calling things freedom fries, though. So
True.
Not everything was all. Not everything was great. Let's
freedom fries.
You know,
all right. On that note,
one of us was in his early 20s at that time.
Now we're
I
dated.
assure you, that was a little bit weird for a while.
Now we're dated. Got it. Okay. Cool.
let's move on a little bit though. Let's move into the show proper.
Let's do that.
Let's talk about.
That was a wild 12 minutes.
That was a roller
Once
coaster.
again, folks, this is episode 71 of Post Credits Podcast, a show where we are lucky enough to talk about movies with you. Let's waste no more time and get into the box office, though.
Let's do that.
Do you guys know the number for Scream 7, which is number one this week?
It's going to be unfortunately higher than I want it to be.
Well, so, okay, don't say it yet. I believe, and I haven't verified this, so don't hold me to the fire, but this is what I heard today, that this may be, I believe that this is the single highest opening for Scream ever.
What? What is it?
You see me looking at you? No, I'm looking at you like, are you kidding me with this?
I'm ready.
No, that's I did not check, but Roger might be right about that. All right.
Go ahead. give
Number
me
one, Scream 7 was 64.1 domestic for a worldwide of 97. I know. And now they're going to make another one. Oh, I saw the budget was actually 45 for Scream 7. So.
Oh my God.
Goat number 2, 12 million for a worldwide take of Box Office Mojo. Stop loading at this very moment. 130. We have Wuthering Heights number 3, another 7 million, bringing in 192 million so far worldwide. It's pretty good. 21 Pilots, more than we ever imagined, is 4.5 million. Number 4 for 4.5 million worldwide. And then Epic Elvis Presley in Concert did better than some movie. That's odd. 3.5 million for a worldwide of 14 million.
Buddy, this is the highest Scream opening, and it's not even fucking close.
Really?
By $20 million.
You couldn't have given me worse news.
I mean, I'm sure I could.
You couldn't have given me worse news than you just did.
Maybe, but
Just so you know.
all right.
The original Scream, small opening, because it was
It was unknown at that
less
time.
than 7 million. Scream 2, much larger, 32. Scream 3, 34. Scream 4, way back down, less than 20, sub 20. Scream 5, which was just named Scream,
Mhm.
is 30. Scream 6 is 44, and then 64. For
Yeah, but
this
these movies have legs. They have odd legs that last for weeks and weeks.
64. I hope this one does.
Well, I want it to because I want more and I want them to do better in the
You want
future.
more after
Anything can
this?
do whatever it wants until it gets to Project Hail Mary's date, and then get the fuck out of the way.
Number 6 through 10, Crime 101, I Can Only Imagine 2, Send Help, How to Make a Killing, which finally came out locally. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I did not.
I don't know.
Yeah, and Zootopia 2 is number 10. Bye-bye, Avatar. You disappoint me. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Zootopia 2's still in there.
Zootopia's okay. Let's look at 10. Zootopia's number 10. 1.85 billion. Like that's
Doesn't Zootopia hit like Disney Plus this week?
I think so.
I think it
That's
does.
probably when
Yeah.
it'll just plummet off.
no. It'll
but
still make some money. It'll definitely still make some money.
We'll see.
Theatrically. All right, moving right along. We have
Zootopia 2 is a fine movie, by the way.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is just fine,
It's
and
fine.
it looks pretty good on screen.
there's no trailer this week because we're going to get to Scream. But first, before we do that, Roger, it is your week, my friend, for movie recommendation.
Buddy, this is the easiest one I've ever done. The movie recommendation during Scream 7 is a movie we have never talked about in a bracket, which is befuddling to me.
Well, we've been doing this for a year and some.
This is
This is the only Scream movie to come out when this endeavor.
sure,
is going
but
on.
I mean, we've talked about other horror movies before.
True. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's the OG Scream.
It's Scream, right?
It's
Yeah,
gotta
Scream,
be.
because it has to be.
It's gotta be.
Also, because you could argue, and we've talked about this. A lot of if you're a regular listener, you know that I am not a scary movie guy.
True.
I have never felt Scream to be part of that though,
Mhm.
because I consider horror and slasher different.
Mhm.
There are some jump scares in Scream, that kind of stuff, but it is what it is. But like, I think the original Scream is awesome. Like from start to finish, it is an awesome movie. It was completely out of nowhere when it came out. What was that, 96?
6.
96. So like I was a freshman in high school. So like it was like perfect to like get into that. So
I think Scream's a masterpiece. I think the first Scream is a masterpiece.
The original Scream did two things to me as a kid, and I didn't like Scream because it scared me. But
sure.
it made me really not like the idea of how it opens up. Watching someone getting their stomach cut open.
It's true.
Did not like that
It
at
was
all.
a bold choice.
It was. My second thing is it made me stop crawling through my grandmother's garage door, doggy door,
Oh,
I think the bigger question is why were you doing it to begin with?
because I was like 8 or 7.
But
or
like now that
something.
you've said that,
yeah, why not? Is the
like
question.
Miss Tatum.
Yeah,
like now that you've said that, I feel like my picturing you in my brain is the Family Guy. You're just like woohoo back and forth through it. Like that's what
Just
Family Guy
slowly
would do.
goes up higher.
I mean, it was more ways to either escape from my younger brother or to chase down my younger brother faster, because it was way faster than opening the door and shutting the door. So yeah,
Hunt
True.
him down as you should. I think the original
Those are
Scream
the
is.
rules.
I think the original Scream is the only movie that you can accurately track what killer is where. Scream 2 is close. I've seen an online thing about this, but Scream, you can accurately track who was doing the phone call and who was doing the slashing at the time.
yeah, but like the concept was so novel that they probably paid a lot of attention to that. And as time goes on, you start to pay less and less attention to that kind of stuff as you're just trying to make more
Find out
movies
who's doing
within the vein and stuff too.
Well, and the fact that there were two killers was never even entered your mind until the end
Not
of the
really.
film.
Yeah.
And then like
Yeah, they
slashers
opened
were
that
dead. Slashers were gone
Well,
before
the whole
Scream.
part of it too is like Scream has a really good like reveal with Billy and Stu both, because like we see Billy get stabbed.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And that's when he like does the ultimate sexual thing and licks
Yeah.
it off his finger.
Yeah.
Corn syrup from Carrie.
Yeah.
and it's just like
Pig's blood.
you
Yeah.
didn't see that coming. Like
No, you
it was
didn't.
such a big deal, and that's what Scream resonated. And like it had people that were like destined to become like legitimate stars, like Courtney Cox, Gail Weathers.
Yeah.
I mean, she was in Friends
Mhm.
like during that time. Like she was a legit television star.
Yeah.
And Nev Campbell was coming off her TV show that
Mhm.
was
Party of Five.
Yeah. But was Rose McGowan in that one?
She was pretty big. Yeah, she was.
Tatum, yeah.
Yeah,
Tatum.
yeah.
Tatum. Yeah. And,
That was I really appreciate, and that's a movie I can listen to over and over and over again. And I love this, the Ghostface voice is iconic. The mask, the costume is iconic. Everything about that film is it's great. It's wonderful, all of it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys noticed, you guys probably didn't, but the bedroom scene and Scream and Scream 7 are almost the same, literally the same, even the same music, the same song.
They did that a lot in this movie.
Yeah, of course they mirror. But I hate it when they do that. We'll get to it. But there's Scream. If it had only ever been a trilogy, I think I'd be happier right now.
Well, I mean,
This should have ended after
We
3.
got good stuff out of 5 and 6.
we did because it was a fresh take. It was a fresh spin on that, and then that's probably never coming back into the limelight, unfortunately, for reasons that we won't talk about. But that was an original take on that story, and they barely looped in Woodsboro, and now we go back to the Woodsboro group, and it is what it is. We'll talk about that here in a while.
Yeah.
But
Funny enough, I think 3 out of the last 4 of your recommendations for not being the horror guy have been horror films or horror adjacent.
they just happen to fall on
Yeah.
and talk about
Yeah.
things like that, though. So I mean, I'm just gonna start recommending like my favorite things.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna talk about Transformers 1986.
Hell yeah.
Which
I
is
mean,
something that we should talk about right now, actually.
you got the
Again.
touch.
Prime does.
You got the power.
So actually, funny story. Just 2-minute segue here. While I was sick, I was laid up for a night, and I quarantined myself because I didn't know it was just a sinus infection, that sort of stuff. I didn't want to risk anybody else getting sick, that sort of thing. So I'm in my spare bedroom, just laying there doing nothing, like literally just watching TV aimlessly. And Tubi, which I think is one of the best television apps you can have, is completely free.
Tubi's pretty good.
Tubi's completely free. Tubi has every episode of the Generation 1 Transformers.
Oh, yeah?
All of them.
Oh.
All of them in sequential order. And I was just like, I'm just going to start watching this
Just gonna
to
watch
pass
it.
the time. And I went almost all the way to the end. I watched the last 7 episodes of the entire series.
Hell
and I
yeah.
went, yeah, it was cool. That was so
Good.
fucking cool.
Good.
Awesome. Hell
Shout
yeah.
out to Tubi.
Did the same thing with the original X-Men cartoon
Yeah.
about a year back. I
Good.
just in the evenings, late at night, I'd just throw it on, watch a couple episodes, fall asleep, and it was awesome. It was so cool to just go back and watch it all. So
Back to Scream. Thanks.
Did you ever watch X-Men 97?
Yes. This
Did
is
you?
really, yes.
Mhm.
Maybe not like in sequence like that, but like when I was a kid, of course I watched that.
No. X-Men 97,
97.
the actual, the
Oh,
new
so
one, the new
thing.
run.
Oh, the new run, no, but I watched the old X-Men show.
The new run.
And I watched the old Batman show too that I really liked.
Batman the Animated Series?
Yeah.
Good choice.
Batman Beyond was my jam back in the day, honestly.
Yeah.
But
Terry McGinnis,
Mhm.
badass.
yeah,
Oh, I thought I confused. Like, wasn't that the movie? No, Batman Begins. Is
yeah,
the
yeah,
movie,
yeah. No,
But
Batman
Batman
Beyond.
Beyond is good though.
Batman
too.
Beyond was
Yeah, it's
that
pretty
was
badass.
that was my Batman growing up mainly.
Give me that as a movie.
Oh yeah,
Ah, yes.
yeah, that'd be good.
I'm really upset to learn recently that they've canceled the Turtles, The Last Ronin, because I went back this week and watched the
Aw,
original.
did they?
Also,
First of all, that would have been awesome.
that should
No. Listen,
I think he's being sincere, like he didn't
yeah.
know that it happened.
yeah, I'm down for it.
I'm not used to sincerity from Chris.
I'm a
That's why.
huge. I'm probably the biggest Turtles fan here,
Mm.
and I'm down for seeing the Ronin
Well, I
story.
think they've got a lot of like kid-oriented turtles, and they didn't
Yeah.
want to put the take aimed at older,
Yeah,
which I think is because that's an awesome story.
Magic the Gathering just came out with a
Yeah,
with
set
a
this
Ninja
past
Turtles set.
weekend, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was all because of the relevancy of what was happening
Hey,
with it.
just put Ronin on Cinemax or HBO.
Yeah, on
and
HBO.
Plus. Just do it.
Yeah,
That's why I don't. That's a good question. With it, I want to do an extended episode one day, but because back in the day you didn't want to release something because you didn't want to release it theatrically. Now you can just put it on something, and then
Yes.
you don't have to can it, shelve it forever. You know.
Let the Lord do His work.
yeah,
buddy.
yeah.
Let's go.
Anyway, so Scream 96 is the Scream movie. It is a lot of people. It is the slasher. Still has yet to be beat.
It's
if
a
you ask me.
generational slasher. It is. Because like the 80s had Freddy Krueger and Jason. The 90s is Ghostface. Like their 90s and early 2000s is Ghostface. There is nothing that comes close to that.
Well, I know he did. That's a distant second, though. Very
Yeah.
distant second.
I mean, it's down the same vein, but it's nowhere near as big as Scream.
Yeah.
No.
Creepy Fisherman Man, whatever, dude.
Yeah,
What do we even call that guy?
I think they call him the Fisherman, right?
Yeah.
The fisher. Oh yeah, that makes sense. The fisherman. Okay. Anyway, so moving on. Thank you for the movie recommendation, Roger. Let's talk about the Scream franchise for a second. And I know I've had some conversations this week with some of my friends. I went to film school with, that I religiously talk about movies with. I got some different takes. I told them I was going to talk about them in segments on the show. They said that was all right. I don't want to mention any names, but
I do. Let's
kind
name
of
names.
all over
First
the.
and last.
No, we're not.
Give them the cell phone. Put out their cell phone numbers too.
Yeah.
No,
Dox
why not?
Doxed me earlier.
put out their
Yeah, you guys want Chris's cell phone number?
What?
Hey,
555. All right, let's talk about this for 1 second. So,
All right.
I am not high on Scream 7. I'll reveal that now, but I had a friend who's like, "Hold on, I understand why you say that, but Ghostface is in this. There's a couple of very Scream-centric things going on in this, and it is a Scream movie. I think it's the weakest of the Scream movies, but he seems to think it's the second weakest. So he still thinks 4 is worse.
Okay, well,
And I tend to agree with him on that.
because like, look, again, this is one of the kind of scenarios. If you just want to talk about what's bad in Scream for a second, because we can, it's if you have to compare something to being, is it the worst movie or the second worst movie? Guess what, man?
It's like being
It doesn't matter.
They're both still bad.
it's like being the second slowest in the Special Olympics. Like I don't know what you're going for here. It doesn't matter, and no one cares.
You're not first or last. Ricky Bobby.
Like what?
It's really hard to do a movie like Scream and have them all be good, because I mean, like, Scream is a wild example for, like, the first one is universally considered good, the second one slightly less good, the third one less good,
Way less good, yeah.
Way
fourth
less good.
The third one is, you'll find most people go like, it's, if you had to give the score to 10, it's a 5.
Yeah.
It's it's
I would agree with that.
dead nuts. Just call it middle of the road, okay?
Yeah, it's 4
then-
that tanks, right?
But then you get 4, and 4 is awful. It's a bad movie. It's the 2 out of 10 of the group. But then you get 5, and 5 kind of comes out of nowhere. You have a fresh cast, a new idea. 5's really good. 6 is direct sequel to 5. 6, better than 5 even. Pretty damn good movie. And then you get 7, like, we're riding a high. Like, we have multiple wins in a row. 7's not a win.
Well, a lot of people would disagree with you, but we'll get to that later. And I'll tell you why I say that. But we'll get to that later. But let's just recap for a second. In the first Scream, we already talked about it. First Scream we talked about. 96, Billy and Stu were the killers. It was a novel thing. You didn't know until the end of the film there was 2 of them, and you could actually like map where they were after you went back and got a rewatch. Talk about a movie that has incredible rewatchability. Is that first Scream?
Yeah.
And it was just made Neve Campbell even bigger star than she was. Courtney Cox, David Arquette. It did a lot of good things. Oh yeah, Jamie Kennedy. One thing I'm going to ask you is like the Scream death that haunts you the most. I think that's it for me, because it's the one that like. If he wasn't standing there, like, he would have been fine. But that's the one that haunts me the most. That one. So let's talk about Scream 2, which, of course, follow up to massive movie. The very next year, 97. So we have cast is expanded a little bit. Same director, same writer, and we again have 2 killers. They again are very, very much linked to the original film. Billy Loomis's mom and the crazy film student Mickey, who was Timothy Oliphant, was that guy who played it. Neve Campbell again survives. Everyone but Jamie Kennedy survives. It's important. Sarah Michelle Gellar gets, but she also died in the same. So she died twice in the same year.
Yep.
Which I thought was interesting. David Arquette survives. He gets kind of filleted again.
It's pretty
again stabbed. Yeah. And then so that again I think is probably considered one of the better. That's probably the second best Scream. And let's go to Scream 3. Here's where it gets a little weird. Although I do give Scream 3 props. That's 3 years later in 2000. Again, Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, a lot of the cast returns. Even Jamie Kennedy in a form of a DVD video brought by his sister who's wants to, what's her name, Martha, I think.
She comes back in the play later.
And she wants to give the video he recorded, which I think is very tastefully done how they do that, how he's telling again Sid the rules. And I forgot to mention there's always been rules in all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 all talk about the rules to surviving. No sex, no drinking. It's in that way I think it's a really cool thing, like to kind of like keep that going. And then when because then the second one brings into the stab movie, because it opens with a stab kill. It opens with a kill at the stab movie premiere. And all the movies after the first one, there's always the movie element in it. I think is really rad. And by the way, I forget what one of them is, but in one of them they got playing clips of all the stab movies, and you see Ghostface one with like a flamethrower, and then he's got nunchucks, but he tore the sleeves off of his Ghostface.
Don't they show? Isn't that that's part of 5 or 6,
five
right?
or six.
Yeah.
But he's got nunchucks, and he's just.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. So the first three, the Scream trilogy, gonna be the high point. Scream 4 to me is the one that just never fit, even though I think it probably fits better than 7. But again, we do this thing where in hindsight, Terminator 3 is okay, Alien 3 is okay, but
At the time, it was by far the worst Scream movie we'd ever gotten.
so it goes from 2000 to 2011. Wes Craven, written by Kevin Williamson again. Kevin Williamson, by the way, has been the one constant thing on all of them.
He's the guy.
Nev
He's
Campbell
the
comes
Scream
back,
guy.
Courtney Cox, David Arquette, a lot of the cast comes back. We get introduced to more people. The killer is Emma Roberts, which is playing Sydney's niece, maybe?
Is it Roberts or Rossum?
Roberts.
Okay.
And there's 2 killers now, one and the Culkin kid, right? Rory Culkin.
One of them.
Yeah, he's the other killer.
Culkin.
But I don't like this one because that's when they kill the 2 cops. I don't like movies that make jokes of cops. I really can't stand that.
They don't do that in 7.
Well, I was worried they were going to. Anthony Anderson and who's the Brody, the younger Brody brother, play and they get. I mean, it just when you watch a slasher movie, you think cops are really a joke because they have no defense. They never use their weapon. They can't defend themselves from being killed. It's just, I don't think cops are jokes. Horror films do not do justice to police officers. I will say that. Scream 5. Let's fast forward a few years. Scream 5 is in. Oh, there's a BD Scream 5 in 2013. Not related at all, but
What?
that's what I saw. And your internet is slow here, Roger. We go to 2022, so there's quite a. What's that?
I was.
He was fixing it
my
for you.
Wi-Fi
Yeah.
All right, so we skip forward quite a few years. Scream, like Roger said, kind of a reboot. The writers, Kevin Williamson. This is directed because who's the guy who directed the first? What's his name? Wes Craven passed away by this point. This one was directed by 2 guys, Tyler Gillett and Matt Belletti-Olpin, and it brings all the cast back. Dewey's back. He's been stabbed many times by this point. Gale Weathers returns again. Ghostface, the very iconic Ghostface. Nev Campbell. This one I think takes a different direction, and again bringing it back to Woodsboro, bringing Billy back into the fold. And I think they did it in an okay way. I've always kind of been at odds with this. How do you guys feel about the Barrera character being
Billy Loomis's
daughter?
illegitimate
How do you feel about
child?
that?
It's fine. I think they needed something.
It's very plot devicey.
They weren't sure if this was going to be good. It came back after so long, new directors. I think that this was their, hey, we have something here that's been long enough. Let's throw some things at this wall and
See what sticks.
let's find a way to make it work. And that was just their way of like, okay, like we have the tie here with these characters. We need a tie here with this character though, just to make sure however this takes off, if it does, we have a way to kind of make this into something else down the road. Yeah. I think that's why we got what we did there. And you know what? In a recently unknown slasher movie that's coming back and trying something, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like
it works. It was fine.
Yeah, it ended up being okay. You know what I mean? Is it a little eye rolly? Probably.
Yeah, but aren't they all eye rolly?
Yeah, it was exactly.
There's a moment in every Scream movie, including the first one, you're like, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like the sequence in the bathroom when she's in there hearing the girls are making fun of her, and like then she starts hearing her name, and then like you see the feet come down and someone's putting on I'm like, come on, you really expect me to believe the killer's in there? And then she runs out and doesn't say a damn thing to anybody. I get that they try to play it off as that student who's running through the halls, and then Principal Henry gets killed. Anyway, back to 5. Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega are kind of the main centerpiece here, which creates a problem after 6 because then we have 7 and they don't return. But
they're probably never coming back.
Oh, I'd imagine that they won't. But 5 was okay. Dewey again survives. Dylan Minnette brings as Wes, and then his mom is the police deputy that's kind of like in love with Dewey, and Gale Weathers is jealous, and you always hear that dun 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 dun, that Dewey music. I think it's brilliant how they do that. And then we introduce to Chad and Mindy, which are the best characters.
I do like Chad and Mindy.
Yeah,
Randy's niece
and nephew. Yeah, Martha Meeks. Yes.
Shout out to Chad now taking the role of Dewey, of just continuing
just getting stabbed.
To get stabbed many times.
And the camera guy. He's taking a review of the camera guy too, because he's working the camera now. All right, one more. Scream 6. All right, Scream 6. Here's the one that I like. I don't know if I like this one. This brings Hayden Panettiere back, but it does a really cool shot here that not a lot of people, I think, got at the time. But I'll talk about that in a minute. This was the two same directors, Olpin and Gillette, written by Kevin Williamson, Gary Busick, or sorry, Guy Busick, James Vanderbilt. This is Courtney Cox again. It's Nev Campbell. The only one Nev Campbell wasn't in was 6. No, so Nev Campbell's not. I'm sorry, not in this one. Courtney Cox, Melissa Rare, Jen Ortega. This is the one where they did the thing with the mask. It looked aged, and it did that really cheesy thing when they're in the interview room with the who's the cop who ended up being one of the killers. Oh, Dermot Mulroney.
Yeah.
They're like, this mask looks like it's old, and then it goes to him, and he's like, he gives this look because he's older, and like that's supposed to tip you off that he's the killer. But this is also the one where like they tried to put off Ghostface as like, oh, he's unhinged and he attacks people in the bodega and he kills them with shotguns. It's like that I didn't like. But the one shot I thought was interesting in this film is Ghostface, whoever is Ghostface, is always kind of marionetting everything. We're supposed to believe that they know where things are going to be. They know where people are going to be. We're supposed to believe that they know how things are going to play out and they know where to be when. And so the one time he doesn't have anything under control, and this gives the whole movie away if you watch it, was when Kirby comes back, even though she stabbed in 4, they bring her back in 6, Hayden Panettiere's character as an FBI agent, and they paint her as they try to convince you that she's one of the killers.
Sure, of course.
But when there's an interview with the two sisters and Dermot Mulroney's character, and one of the people in the police station comes to get him, and she says, it's a random character says, the FBI's here about the killings, and you see him come around the corner, and this is me tapping into my film school kind of like, oh, I know what that means, is he comes around the corner, camera, his POV shot is looking in the room, and she's facing the other direction in the chair with her feet up, saying that what that shot says to you is, this is the one element he doesn't know and hasn't controlled and doesn't know who this is. So it's telling you the person, the POV that is the killer, which is Dermot Mulroney. So the killers have never really been a surprise to me because I've always kind of picked up on it, but some of them. Well, the first two, no one knew who Billy and Stu. No one. Yeah, no one. That's like saying you know who the killer was in Saw. You didn't.
I did.
I knew you didn't.
Yep. 100%.
Never told a lie in the show. Anyway, so it ends in why I like 6, because it ends in that weird like old movie theater homage to all the Scream films. They have all the costumes, they have all the knives, which were stolen from police impound, so it kind of has to be a cop. There we have an ending. There was an end. That to me could have been an ending to the franchise, and that would have been okay.
Dewey died.
It should have been.
Yes,
and Gale almost dies in that movie.
Yeah,
Gale takes more punishment in that movie than we'd ever seen.
So does Ghostface from Gale. So
I mean, listen, she put up a hell of a good fight in 6. She beat the shit out of that dude.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me ask you before going into 7, and erasing the first one, what is your guys' favorite Scream movie?
You can erase my favorite one. What the hell?
Oh, because everyone's going to say the first one. So
I mean, the easiest answer is 2, because 2 is the second best Scream movie. You know what I mean? It's cool what 5 and 6 did. I think 6 is way more campy than what it needed to be, and I think it's a little bit. It's so much more hand wavy, and there's so much more that happens in 6 that has no. It has no business happening, right? Like it's just you're being asked to suspend way more disbelief than what I think.
Well, that's what Scream is. Is like
hold on, but it's not though. Not always. The original Scream wasn't that way. Scream 2 wasn't even that way, really. You know what I mean? Like they had a cohesive, unique story, and then it turned into camp. And I think it turned that way because after 4 tanks it so hard that they pretty much there was no risk, and not no risk, but like it was worth it to try the camp in 5 because it couldn't go much further down than what 4 did to it. So
well, I mean, 4 was so far down the pit though. So
that's what I mean.
Back from anything. So that's why when you asked about the favorite, to me, I consider 5 and 6 like together.
Okay.
Because they legitimately are like their own separate wing of Scream.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I don't necessarily know if they're better or worse than anything else. I mean, I think they rank higher up there to me.
Yeah, I think 5 tried harder than 6.
5, well,
personally.
yeah. Well, 5 had to reset.
Yeah.
Like, Because the thing is too is
Like, the killers in 5 were so campy though,
yeah,
man.
but
Jack
the
Quaid and that
idea
girl.
of Scream from 1996 to what year is 5? 2020?
22.
22? I mean, think about it. That's 26 years,
Yeah.
right? So, like, technology evolves in Scream,
Mhm.
like, legitimately.
Yeah.
It's not just, not everybody's got a cell phone. We
Mhm.
can't just do all voice changes now. Everybody can do that.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
true.
it really does make that idea different, and I respect them for embracing that.
Yeah.
Because when 5 came out, like, I remember I was surprised about how much I enjoyed it. And
I didn't expect to after 4. That's the thing I didn't expect to. And then 7 did the opposite thing. I expected to like it, and then
So again, though, it's the thing is the higher I tend to have expectations for things, the more often I'm getting disappointed by it. But the thing is, for Scream, I don't know why I had expectations for Scream 7. I really just don't, because like I saw the trailers. I mean, we've seen the first trailers we saw like 8 months ago.
we did.
Well, I mean, what was it? Was 4th of July weekend or something like that, right? We
Yeah.
saw it for the first time, and I was just like, I don't know. I didn't know then. I don't know now, because like, I mean, you lost Dewey, and Dewey was like the heart of the franchise,
He really was, though.
legitimately.
Mm.
I mean, that's how easy it was to imagine, and now you have to have somebody to like replace that character, and you really can't.
Well, Chad kind of is in a way, but
So
I think he kind of does fill that gap a little
It feels
bit.
forced though, and
It does.
it feels forced in a way, and it's more forced in a way that they're not even trying. It's like, it's almost like well, here you go. It's not they're not like making it work or making it happen. They're like, and it should happen, and like there's no work behind.
I have a counterpoint to that.
Okay.
Depends on what you consider camp. In 96, I think we would have considered the following camp. I think we would have considered the fact that one of them lived on Elm Street, that the neighbors that the victim in the first few minutes lived next to is the same as the neighbors as Michael Myers, the mask of Michael Myers, the janitor of the high school always wearing the Freddy sweater. That to me would have been, I think that to people in 96 would have been pure campiness.
I don't know if that's what I mean. That's not camp. That's just weird tongue-in-cheek cleverness that sometimes movies try to do. And I don't think that I don't think he's camp. I think it's just low effort. I think the movie is expecting it to just work instead of them putting the work behind it.
Okay, well that's something else. But I agree with you 100%.
Yeah,
It's no longer clever. It's just lazy.
That's what I was saying.
That's fair
about him. Yeah,
and I agree with that.
He
to
does
some
look like
point.
a guy who could take a couple of stabbings.
I know he does. He looks like he could, but they don't do anything to show you that like he has any determination, can or will. Again, it just kind of happens. You're like, oh, okay, he's just not dead yet.
Look, Chad got stabbed again.
Well, yeah, but think of all Dewey scenes and when it happens to him, and like who that character is from the beginning of the story all the way through. Like the character has shown us that he's got perseverance and there's a reason for the character, whereas you don't get anything
but
from this
Dewey's
guy.
He's kind of a joke, and I think he was always meant to be kind of a joke.
Well, he was a joke until he wasn't.
He was but he's also underestimated.
Yep.
So it's one of those things where it's like it's
Those are my boyish good looks.
well, I mean,
That's what he says.
I just think that there's more effort there, and they just want you to accept this.
Well, the character's better flushed out than Chad and Mindy.
Well, yeah, 100%. But I mean, yeah.
What movie was it where Dewey actually shoots Ghostface?
Right before he dies.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Hold on. See, this is where sex matters, because the person that kills him, sex of the killer.
Oh, okay.
This is where the sex of gender matters, because the person who kills Dewey, which I will say, like, it's when he's talking to Dewey right before he kills him, he's like, just so you know, this is going to be an honor, because Dewey's a legacy character.
Yeah.
And like that, I thought that was actually kind of cool in the way that like he stabs Dewey with one, gets him another, and then he pulls out the knives. He does a thing where he just goes down like kind of like a Fortnite, whatever. It's cool, but it's like, so Dewey shoots him twice with a Magnum. I don't care what body armor you're wearing. If you're not stopping a Magnum,
If I remember, well, you can stop it, but
let alone two bullets.
Yeah. But the thing is like, I remember when that happened, I'm just like, holy shit, Dewey actually fucking KO to Ghostface.
Yeah.
And then he always shoot him in the head.
Because we always knew though that for every scream, you know, there was always 2. So even if you kill
3, just Scott Foley.
Oh, okay, so fine, whatever.
Well,
But there was always another Ghostface.
Yeah.
So even when he shot that, like you didn't think like Dewey was going to die. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, I got him.
Yeah.
But the point was
he'll
he
make it out to be because there's still another one. Yeah.
But the point was like the person just got up and killed him like they didn't just take 2 magnum rounds to the chest like that. Your lungs are capped. Your lungs are collapsed. Your ribs are broken. Your lungs are probably collapsed.
No, it's 5, right?
Yeah, 6. 2006.
Okay, 6. Okay.
I think it's 6 anyway. But
yeah, see, I have a point about that too. Related to this movie we just saw. I feel like they're losing Ghostfaces. I feel like they've lost 2 Ghostfaces a long time ago.
Sure.
And he's just Michael Myers. Like
he ever was to begin with.
No, wrong. No. I don't agree with you that he's always just been Michael Myers. I think one of the best parts about Ghostface and Scream is that the killer felt like a dude. Just felt like, and always 2 people, you know what I mean? But like, always just felt like, you know, for the most part, they're human, they're killable, you know, all these things. Especially in the first one when they go through a lot in the final act, where it's like, you know, like you're watching these people almost win. But
sure, every time too.
Yeah, but like in 6, I think as you get further in the franchise, you lose that, and he becomes more of a monster.
Dude, when that chick got lit on fire, with the, do you remember that?
Yeah.
With she sprays the because it was right during COVID or whatever, sprays the alcohol hand sanitizer and lights her on fire with the stovetop. Yeah.
But
oh right, yeah.
But I feel like he's become more of a monster than he is a man now. Because
I 100% agree with you on that.
They take so much damage. They take hits that they shouldn't be able to recover from, at least not easily. They shouldn't be able to get up and move again. So like there's all these things that happen now where like I don't feel like that was as present or as egregious early in the franchise.
No, it definitely was. But that's what the whole dumbing. That's what the whole like lesser films being made by lesser people. I will say that I will never shy away from
it's
that.
It's the same guy.
Well, Kevin Williamson, yes. But I mean, I understand because like with these films, these are studio involvement. They're like, oh, this has to be there. We want this there. So I understand that there's probably not all his thing, but
yeah.
I get that, like, but it's all very tropey anyway. Because like even from the second one, when Sydney has to crawl over Ghostface who's passed out, and she doesn't think to just take the fucking mask off. It's all a joke, or none of it's a joke. That's the thing.
Yeah, but. Okay, it can be a joke, but at the same time, I'm not watching a monster movie. I'm watching Scream.
Well, I mean, Craven talks about all the time how he wanted to revive the slasher, and like he's like, okay, well, look at the big 3: Jason, Freddy, and Michael. So Ghostface is more Michael than any of those.
Yeah, but I think he goes out of his way to stay away from those monsters.
Well, no,
monster
and I
tropes.
don't disagree with you, but I agree with you in the fact that like Ghostface has become a lazier version of himself over the films.
True. Well, I would argue though that wasn't the case for 5 and 6 because they went a different direction with who Ghostface was, and by doing that, you make that like better. Now coming back to the Ghostface in 7, which we'll probably get into here in a minute. The idea of who is Ghostface in 7 is so ludicrous to me. Like it's so far-fetched. Like
preach, brother.
Because of this, it damages the movie. It's so
well. It's the first one that doesn't have any link to Woodsboro or like any link that matters.
Yeah,
100%.
It barely has a link. It has the of a link.
Well, they wanted the whole Stu thing.
Like this one guy went to Woodsboro once.
Well, even the other person, which we're going to spoil this once we get to the talk. So
well, anyone with half a brain cell knows that if you see a famous person in a slasher movie, there's a reason.
Well, fortunately for this movie, it has a lot of famous people, but you know, like
only one Ethan Embry.
Well, okay, yeah, fine, but
I would also argue that Ethan Embry isn't that.
Not anymore. He's
agreed, but even the second one, you know what I mean? It's like as soon as it's fine. I don't want to talk about it yet because we're not in that discussion.
Actually,
hold on. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Scream franchise is always kind of It's peaks and valleys. I think it's had more ups and downs, though. I really do. I think,
Well, the ups have been good, but the downs have been real down though.
but I think the only downs are 4 and 7 now.
3 is not great.
3 still sticks with the mythos. Though.
It does.
Like,
You're
it sticks
right.
with the Sydney, her mother, Maureen Reynolds. It sticks with the old movie aesthetic,
but-
the stab, the old producers thing, and like I'm on a movie lot. Like it does
Yeah,
again, but we're looking. Things in hindsight are better now.
I know, but I mean, 4 and 7 are in the third circle of hell low. You know what I mean? Like they are valley.
Fair. You're right about
You
that.
know, it's just, and it makes it like I'm not a huge fan of Scream. Like you definitely had more right on this. than
I'm a
me
Scream
here.
mega fan.
But like I respected the franchise because the franchise was different than the rest while trying to stay within that within that wheelhouse.
It's the only modern slasher franchise that we've had that has done like consistent numbers. as
Yeah.
well. Like they tried to reboot Halloween. They got 2 out of they
Yeah.
got one and
Yeah, one and a half out of
one of
3.
those one and a half of those movies correct.
Yeah.
So it's just, and I'm sorry, Dewey died in 5, not 6. 5. That's my bad.
Okay.
But-
I thought
because
so.
I was trying to remember when I was talking about. I was like,
They blend together though because
Yeah.
of
but I was trying to
True.
talk about who killed him. I was just like, wait, but the girl in 6 was.
Mhm.
I don't remember that, but like it's the tiny girl who's ended up playing in Anora,
Mhm.
who won the best picture. It was or something accolades, but it was her who's like, you're telling me that tiny ass girl not only looks like a 6-foot Ghostface, but somehow overpowered after being shot with 2 men. It's just there's so much of that goes on in this franchise.
Happens
Like,
in this one too.
what happens in all of them after 2?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me? Are you kidding me? So I just want to say, like, I'm a mega fan going in. You guys know that Scream was my number 1, and it wasn't even close. Like what I was looking forward to in the first 4 months of this year.
I felt bad for you. That's why I texted you.
Yeah.
That's why I texted the
So-
group immediately.
Also, you were right about the like in the trailer when we saw that. Okay, Mr. Humility over there. Jeez, you were right about when like the trailer. You're like, I was like, well, it could be towards the end. You're like, it'll definitely be in the beginning.
Yep.
The house
So-
burning down.
just look inside of how our text messages go between us, and I had no idea what you were talking about.
Yeah.
I see this text message from Chris into our little group thing, and it just says, Grayson, I'm so sorry, buddy. And I'm thinking, oh shit, what did I miss? Like,
Oh yeah.
because like there's been some things going on
Yeah,
behind the scenes here, and then you put the look how he massacred my boy. I was like, oh no! Like, and then somehow I felt worse for Grayson.
Oh, I paused for effect. I had
I
had
know.
the gift loaded. And I was like, nah, I'm letting this sit for a
I don't want
second.
to talk about it. I do want to talk about it.
I mean, we got about a half hour to talk about it.
Sure. But okay, Scream 7 going into it. Oh boy. So do you guys know the numbers for Scream 7?
I mean, I know it made way too much goddamn money now.
All right, so
Jesus.
the tomato meter. So the critics, 34. Do you have any idea what the popcorn is?
I mean, I was gonna say it'll be high 60s.
78.
Okay.
Almost 80.
See what I
Alright.
mean about like obviously we're in the minority of people of like this is the worst Scream because people like it.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Some-
Again, though, the way Rotten Tomatoes is like for the audience thing. Like, if you like this movie, you're going to go tell people you
Yeah.
like it. Generally, that's the way that it works out.
Long
most of the
running
time.
franchise. It has its fans. They're gonna watch it. They're gonna, it is what it is. Yeah.
While you're loading up the particulars, a good buddy of mine who is like a devout horror movie slasher movie guy.
Okay.
I asked him if he had seen it, and he had. And I was like, "Hey, I'm seeing it tomorrow." I was like, "I haven't heard good things." He goes, "I liked it," and I go, "Okay."
Mhm.
I said, "Did you like it, or was it good?"
Mhm.
And he said, "I liked it."
Yeah, okay.
That's
fair,
what he said.
fair,
And
100% fair.
you know, and I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
I'll reserve judgment."
I wish everyone could make that distinction because like it's Starship Troopers. I like it. But
Yeah.
it's not a very good movie, you know. But there's so many movies that fall into that category
Yeah.
for me. I wish more
I mean,
people-
we got Mortal Kombat 2 about to come out.
yeah, we did. What that's gonna be awesome.
Hey, fuck yeah, brother.
So this one, Metacritic is sitting at 36, which it seems
we
about
knew
right.
that from our
Oh, is that the lowest of the
discussion.
screens?
That is by far.
Okay.
lower than 4.
I think so. I checked it earlier. Hold on.
Yeah, well, no, one was 38 or whatever. No, that was movies.
Scream
Yeah,
Four
those are the other things we're talking about.
Scream
We did
4 is
another-
oddly high.
We
It's
did another discussion.
Oddly high.
Yeah, I can't find
84.
I will.
52, which is higher than I thought it should
Jeez,
be.
that's
So
God. Okay.
and I've
All right.
like Scream 4 and 7 to me are like kind of on the same, but like 36, that's a huge. But these all movies go up over time. So we'll
Yeah.
in a few months I'll check this
Let's
again.
hit the particulars here. And let's
Yeah,
get
yeah,
going.
All right. So we have, of course, returning cast of Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, a newcomer Isabella May as Tatum. We have Mason Gooding and Yasmin Savoy Brown as Chad and Mindy. And then, of course, this is written by, again, Guy Busick, Kevin Williamson, directed by Kevin Williamson. Kevin Williamson has been the mainstay all the way through, which I respect. I do respect that. And so let's get on with it. First, actually, Chris, lead us in with your.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Scream 7. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Did we like it? Did we
I don't
not
want to
like
wait.
it?
I don't
Oh,
want to
God.
I can't.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, this is.
Like I tried. I always when I figure out what I'm going to
Chris,
give
would
it.
you like to go first?
I was very excited for Scream 7 because I always want to know what link is still out there. What have I missed in the lore? Who still has a reason to go after Sydney? And I was racking my brain, and then and then Roger said something, and he said, "You see the cast?" And we looked at the cast list, and I go, "Oh man," because I saw that. Who's the husband? Joel McHale
Yep,
was
McHale.
filling in for McDreamy from 3. He's Mark, the cop. He's Sydney's husband. And I was like, I saw Joel McHale and I saw Ethan Embry. I'm like, please, I don't want Joel McHale to die and I don't want Ethan Embry to be a killer. And one of those is correct.
Yeah. But before we dive in, I'm just gonna say we are gonna spoil things. So
You really can't talk about a Scream movie without spoiling.
Exactly, and just this is your warning. 3, 2, 1. Spoilers are open. So if you are gonna watch this and you want to be surprised, come back to us later on. But
I'll put our final thoughts will be tagged, and if you're watching it, you can always click when we get to Scream, go right to the final thoughts.
Final thoughts too.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Yeah,
baby.
The guy in the floor in the warehouse is the killer, and that's all. There it is.
Yeah.
All right, so first thoughts then, Roger.
I mean, the thing is, well, as much as I like Scream, and I always kind of have dug it, is I didn't have any expectations for this movie, and somehow it still disappointed me. Again, though, because it's something I mentioned earlier, like I saw this trailer and didn't think anything was good about it. The only thing that I thought was different for the first time is like they just started burning shit down, like legit, like literally burning things down, and I'm like, all right, because when a house burns to the ground, like you can't use that anymore. Like it can never be the same thing. And I think this is part of the Scream franchise trying to move past something else while still remaining in its little bubble, and it doesn't. It steps on its own dick.
I think
that's legitimately what it does.
Unfortunately, I think you're giving it too much credit. I think that they did it for effect. And that's why I said at the beginning of this film, because they wanted it in the trailer, but they didn't want it to matter.
Okay.
And here's the thing: what's going to stop them from Scream 8 when it fucking comes out? And they go, and someone goes, "Oh man, this is like the old house that burned down."
Well,
and they go, "I know, man. We built it 1-to-1 specs, and then we have the house again."
But here's the thing: we've already seen them do that with the fucking Stab movie set. Remember when they're in the Mocker house?
Weird.
Yeah.
When they're there already.
And the Sydney house, they built it on set. Yeah. So
it was right there in the little studio lot.
So I already have a complaint, and I'm just going to fire these as we hit them, and I don't give a shit. Fuck this movie. So
I kind of agree with that.
When they burned down the house at the beginning, tell me how we see him start the fire, starts it, walks out, and the whole fucking thing is already gone.
So I thought about that.
Every window's burning.
Yeah.
Like, it's like
there's a fire on the second floor.
Yeah,
and it's already out the window.
Every single window in the scene has fire roaring. He wasn't even upstairs.
Again,
he was upstairs and then he went immediately downstairs.
I can kind of forgive that in a better movie, but this is like you're trying to find. Because I understand what they're trying to do and they don't want to waste time with it.
I have an idea.
I wasn't mad at the movie yet. And I thought it.
You want to hear my immediate stupid theory?
Please.
Immediate stupid theory now, because look, there are 3 killers in this film.
Yeah.
There are 3 killers in this film. Okay. What if the other 2 guys were burning shit upstairs?
Because
look, you got to assume, and I don't want to just go on for more than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So one of them's fighting him, one of them stab and fight.
Yeah.
The other 2 are just burning this house to the ground.
You know what?
At least that I could understand.
Yeah, but you're already thinking more than they did. Yeah. You've already put more thought into that than they
And
did.
you know what you don't want when you're walking through a burning house? A loose costume that's flailing everywhere.
Well, after you just got done pouring gas.
Yeah, right. Yeah. There's no way you didn't drag through
And, okay,
some of it.
hold on. Just after you got done pouring gasoline in a mass that has very poor vision to begin with. Like,
Oh,
come
yeah.
on, man.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
I saw that. I was like, and then some guy in my theater, some guy, dead silence, because everyone's kind of like, oh, it's burning. And he's like, some guy goes, hell yeah. I'm like, what?
great.
I don't know where that
Hell
came
yeah,
from.
brother.
I had someone had someone drop the FU at like one of the ending scenes of this. Just everything happens, it's really quiet, and someone goes, "Fuck this." It's like, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about
I audibly
let's talk
laughed
about the
when someone
opening
got
kill
shot in
scene.
the face
Let's talk about
over and over again.
let's talk about the opening kill. The opening,
Yeah.
that's always a big thing with
Oh,
Scream.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
talk about the opening kill. You know, harkening back to the Drew Barrymore, which I thought it was interesting because like her marketed all over that first Scream film. She was the first one dead.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the opening Scream. Someone's like, the Scream house has become an
It's an
Airbnb.
Yeah.
Which
Well, because like, look, that's the most believable part of this film.
yeah, it really is
Yeah.
though.
In the world that we live in, yes.
But in
Yeah.
what world, if you walk in, I can see the guy wanting, but as soon as you're a girl, you're like, you walk in, you look around, you're like, I'm leaving with or without you.
Yeah.
We're leaving right the fuck now.
I mean, yeah. I already have something I want to bring up, but like, continue your thought.
No, I'm just saying. So for someone like me, I like that because first of all, that's following all the rules of Scream. We get all the stab posters. We get like it's almost like people are like honoring it and
Like a
like
shrine,
yeah,
yeah,
a
it's a
shrine to
shrine to
Scream.
Scream.
But that fits in the Scream lexicon.
It's like the reacclimating to the fact that hey, there's something in this world that exists that's
Yes.
adjacent to what you're watching.
And like
yeah.
I like how the guy was a super fan and he was my favorite thing was he was like, hey, take my picture. He's being chased by Ghostface. And
yeah.
I thought that was probably the funniest part of the movie for me was he was being cheeky. I like that actor, but
Yeah,
he was being cheeky, and of course he's the idiot and she's the smart one, which makes sense in
Yeah,
like
that
the
makes
horror
sense.
lexicon. But it's like I don't like we all knew what was going to happen because we kept seeing the shots from like when the phone call happened, and then like the shot was always Ghostface was in the background, the mechanical Ghostface, and then I didn't like how that played out. I didn't like how
I'd like to stop there because
Okay.
that's one of my complaints. There's no way that they get the statue robot thing out without them hearing, seeing, or anything. There's never a shot where they're too far from the room, and like the thing is full mechanical, so it has weight to it, and it's got a pedestal bottom. There's no way that they pick it up and shuffle it away and put it down, and they get the back.
teleports away.
Yeah, it's just it's replaced. As soon as it was gonna happen, I went no.
well, which is my
Don't.
question is like if they were going to keep showing you, shouldn't we have seen that happen?
That would have been so much better for us to see, like get pulled off of get pulled off screen, right? Like it's in frame in the background, and you just see it sliding awkwardly across because they're replacing themselves with it. That would have been fine, but instead you want me to believe that there was no sound, no noise, that they moved this thing without a problem, and then it moved weird.
Yeah.
Stab.
That moved.
Threw off. Like
I mean, the better idea is just have two of them right there side by side, so when one's doing it, the other one's like
yeah,
doing it different,
anything
and
would have
one's
been
real and
better.
one's not. Yeah.
Anything would have been
just-
better.
Well, or like I mean,
We're not even out of the screaming.
well, that's the thing. It's like, and then he gets stabbed, and like that
Okay.
campy as shit. But
Rad.
So there are two kills that are outside of the norm for Scream. That's one of them. That one was fine. The other one didn't belong in this movie, but we'll
Is
get
it
there.
because the
pistol
burning
related?
of the woman, the burning of the girl.
No. It's later. It's bar related.
Oh right.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
It does not belong in this
Well,
movie.
because why would someone
There's-
do that to
There's
their-
there's never been a kill like that in these movies. There's not a single time, and it feels like again like a monster movie kill, not a Scream kill.
You're right. You're
and
not wrong
it's-
about that.
yeah.
I'm a little suspicious, but you're right about
Yeah,
that.
we'll talk about that later. But
No, you're not wrong about that. And when you find out, when you find out more things later in the film, it's like
It's questionable.
you're
why
telling me
even
that
happened.
actually
Yeah.
happened.
Mhm. a lot of
Chris
questionable
just
shit.
made a face. I love that face when he's like, he looks that weird. Like, yeah, that's it right there.
Keep doing that.
Oh yeah.
So immediately, like, this is the first time in the opening, because even when you did I think one of them four or five four may have been, because that was one where like the film students were like really in like the high school where they kept doing like the opening to like a lot of famous people kept playing the people being killed, and like, oh, turns out it was a movie. Oh, turns out it was a movie. Oh, turns out it was a movie. And then the people watching the movie were the ones getting butchered.
Yeah.
Like this is, I think, the Scream opening. Even though I think it's got the most like cool things going on, it's the one I think that ultimately means nothing except for the house burning down. And I really wish it hadn't, because Chris is right. It's for effect, not for any like functional purpose. It's just for effect. You know what I mean? It's just it's unfortunate, but
it's a cool shot. That's what they want.
The cool shot doesn't make sense in its own universe.
Well, it's a cool poster.
Yeah.
Because
you're right.
It's the Ghostface with the fire. And
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. It's a cool shot. And the other thing is, the Ghostface thing is like, like these Ghostface killers become obsessed. They wouldn't burn down their history. That's not what they're trying to do. It would be different if this Ghostface was going to scorched earth on everything Ghostface related, but they're not. But why would they burn down something? What would be a shrine?
Well, that's one of the real problems with this movie is like, who is Ghostface makes the least amount of sense in the history of Ghostface.
Yeah.
In the history of Scream.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to go shot by shot here, so I'm just going to skip to the Ghostface folks. Like, look, there are 3 killers in this movie.
Well, hold on. There's a lot to talk about for that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. There is, but there's not. Because, like, there's no reason for us to go shot by shot of a movie that none of us like.
Well,
let's talk about why we don't like it.
But I think that it's something cool with like the bedroom scene. That's interesting to me. You even have the same slowed down "Seasons don't fear the Reaper" when Billy climbed in the window the same way. They had the same conversation. They had the same door set up, and Nev Campbell didn't do what her father did because she knows.
What teenage girl in 2026 is listening to "Don't Fear the Reaper"?
But it's not all. It's just for us. That's non-diegetic.
Oh,
now.
Hold on. It's just for us. So it's just a cheap nostalgia bait thing they're doing.
Yes, and had the movie been better, we would be saying that was brilliant. But the movie wasn't better.
No, I wouldn't say that.
No, we have called out nostalgia bait in these films before.
Sure, okay.
We've done that. We've talked about earning nostalgia.
Well, and also too, though, the house that has a panic room in it has got cameras all over it. Don't be a fucking moron. Like, come on now.
Well, the daughter doesn't know about the panic room. She finds
How
out
does she
about it.
not know about the panic room?
Also fair, but
I didn't even thought about that. Good question.
yeah.
Very good
Also
question.
fair. Why does mom not tell the daughter about the panic room? She could keep the most precious thing to her safe. No, you're right. And why do we have a panic room and then all of a sudden we're not in the panic room? Why does I get dad's out there, so we need to go get him, but at the same time, why are we in a panic room and then we're leaving the panic room? Why are we?
There also should have been more guns in the panic room.
There should have been more guns everywhere. Why does she not have a gun with her?
This family has the same problem that like Laurie Strode's family does with like the daughter in Halloween. The daughter in the 2018 Halloween movie is one of the few problems I have with that movie. I like the original.
First was great.
The 2018 one is great. The other two are really fucking awful. But the first one is great. But like that's the whole thing with. Wait, what?
I'll give you a half hour. The second movie's pretty good.
This guy knows ball. So keep going.
Well, anyway, it's like they paint this daughter of Strode who then has so her granddaughter's like she's made a warrior. You want to tell me this girl's a warrior, that she knows how to fight, and like Laurie Strode's been getting her ready, almost like, in the kind of the same way that I took the vibe when I first saw that was like, okay, that's like Sarah Connor getting her son ready for what he's going to have to do. Is as Laurie Strode, your granddaughter would be a badass, and then she comes in contact with, Michael Myers, who's behind a gate, who can't get to her, and she screams and runs away, losing his position. It doesn't seem smart. And this one, like again, you have the daughter of Sidney Prescott, who's been through this so many times, and she doesn't know how to handle the situation.
Counterpoint: it's not even that it's Sidney's daughter. She's a daughter of a fucking police officer.
Okay,
who doesn't know how to fire a gun
or use pepper spray or anything. Like doesn't.
That's insulting.
Also, a family with law enforcement doesn't have as many. Only has one gun in the house.
So
I don't believe that either.
I don't know if it's only one gun, because they make it a point to show that she's got her own gun. She has a gun in the car. So I assume that there are other guns in other places, but like to not have something in the panic room was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That's kind
of what's the point then of a panic room if you don't?
Panic room, just lock it down.
Well, I understand what panic room is, but like you have something in there.
It's to lock it down and alert authority.
Yes. Call the cops.
Thing missing there.
Cops are useless in this universe anyway.
Well, hold on.
No.
To call authorities and in your house that has a law enforcement chief officer, why wouldn't they think of that? To say, hey, I'm going to be able to contact my department when you're in here. That would be the first thing that we installed alongside of the door.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Or
just,
hit a button and we will come. And that's
what I mean. Yeah,
It's insulting to anyone who knows it. It's like, but it's the laziness of the writing. It's the not researching what has to happen in a panic room. You know, it's
Also, they have a home security system. You can see at the beginning why they could also just open their phone and click call. Yeah, call police.
The other part of it is too is like the cops had already cleared and were searching the neighbors. Like they weren't very far away.
I know.
They couldn't be blocks away. And for this Ghostface to get mowed down by a car, which I thought was fucking hilarious. By the way. Like one of the funniest parts of this movie is Ghostface is running into the cul-de-sac and just gets annihilated by a Chevy Suburban.
but it's who's driving it that makes it better.
Oh, no, it makes it worse to me.
Well, because it's awesome, but like also it's like, how in the world did you architect that to happen?
Yeah, well,
Come on, man.
A, why is she here? Of course, she runs over Ghostface. Of course, the people that are with her are with her. I think that's the worst part about, not the worst part. One of the most eye-rolling things about this movie is that she's the one that runs him over, and the people get out the car with her. There was nothing in the previous films to suggest that they would be pursuing careers in where they're at.
There was a moment in this film where I actually thought Gail Weathers might have been Ghostface, but I mean, I don't want to talk about that. But like, she's not a spoiler. But I mean, I guess there was a moment where like you're like, okay, I could see how they could explain that, how that could line up.
Yeah, like they're about to get caught, so she kills him or something, and she's already here in the area. So yeah, you're right. But again, we're thinking too much about the movie because they didn't think of that.
Besides, you need somebody to be the killer in the next movie.
Well, she's never gonna be a killer. But I mean, I don't think so. But I mean, if it's here's what it comes. I mean, like, it's like Ripley in the Alien trilogy, like making dumb decisions when she's already dealt with this. It just doesn't make, these people are making decisions that are asinine to begin with, and they're making decisions that are asinine from people that have been through this before many times. And also it's that kind of thing where if we're going through the house is like, so we're to believe that whoever was chasing him in the house then went away, and then there was Ghostface there was one of them up in the attic the entire time. He didn't go up there and climb. He was already up there.
He's already there.
So then he jumps down, and then everything plays out the way that it does. And then the panic room, they start going through the walls. They make no sound. They make like a little, and then Ghostface is walking away. Keep in mind, there's a sheet over his head, and his hearing is impaired. And then he goes, I heard something. And then starts stabbing the wall. What in the world?
It would be funny if he had like an electrical line.
Oh yeah,
or a fucking water pipe.
Yeah, where's this house has no insulation, by the way,
none whatsoever. Yeah, it's just there's no
room's his own heat source.
there's no research into it. It's just a lazy writing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
that's all it is.
Hold on. You know, we haven't talked about lazy writing.
The no Ghostface call.
No AI Stu Walker.
Yeah.
Oh
listen,
my God,
listen. I've been waiting for this. Oh my
Chris,
goodness.
go ahead.
Well, hold on. Just before you get in your spiel, like this to me is the dumbest thing we have ever had in a Scream movie, and it's not even fucking. Close.
Yeah, I mentioned nostalgia bit earlier, right? That's exactly what Stu is in this movie, right? Here's the thing: they're doing it in a way that's even more egregious. Matthew Lillard is kind of on an uptick right now, and
he's a likable guy. Too,
he's in a lot of places right now. He's doing the talk show tour. He's on the podcast tour right now, and he's just a nice dude, right?
People like
him. I think when they didn't renew the contract for the two girls or whatever happened there, I think that they knew they needed something, and this whole movie is just slapped together with what they could get a hold of, and unfortunately, Lillard was one of those people.
He's like, I'll do it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, they already used Billy. I mean, Stu was obviously next somehow. It's just they had to figure out how
they killed that man. They killed that man. Stu.
In the first one, 96.
Yeah, they killed him.
For a minute, I was like, are they?
No.
Is there any way he could have survived?
Here's the thing. They went with the route that he is AI. Like, they decided to go that route. Motherfucker, there's no AI out there that is that good. First off, here's the thing: if you're gonna do that, make it be kind of okay. Maybe this is because what they did was they took actual Matthew Lillard, have him act on screen, and say, "Nope, it's AI." That's insane to me because you can't do what AI can't do what he's doing in this movie yet. You can't. There's no art of acting. There's no issues with the screen. There's no issues with the voice. He's got full motion. And then to have
He should have had 8 fingers.
some should have had spaghetti coming out of his mouth. Anything like it's such a lazy, shitty way to include him.
My biggest. I know you have a lot of egregious things. But like my biggest egregious thing is like we barely got any phone calls with Ghostface. That's
2, right?
That's like we got the. I mean, if you're counting
No,
the one in the
Ghostface,
Airbnb,
they were all just
the
stew.
Well, yeah, they replaced a lot of those with stew, which I
Oh
think.
yeah, but even that, it's like again, it doesn't make. And here's the thing: if they did the AI thing with Stu outside the bar, you're telling me he's at the bar door, the front door. They're in the bar talking, and no one hears AI Stu yelling at the top of his lungs, like about how he's gonna kill him.
But let's talk about like.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
It would have been funnier if he at one point he never once said the phrase "I'll be right back," and like, look, dude, what a missed opportunity.
Well, of course, it's a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
I'm like, hell yes.
Well, one of them said that. Well, he didn't say it, but one of the killers in the end said it. But
Yeah.
hold on, and can we talk about McKenna Grace? Wasted in this movie, completely
Hey man,
wasted.
she probably just got to be in a Scream movie.
Well,
Well, like, look,
That's the daughter, right?
no,
McKenna is the girl who gets
she's
killed
the
on
one hanging on the thing. And
Oh my God! Yeah.
she's in it because like she was in Five Nights at Freddy's for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Remember that? So she
Yeah.
must.
maybe maybe she likes this stuff.
Yeah, maybe she
Hey,
likes horror stuff.
That's totally fine.
But like Matthew Lillard's happy to have the work. He's happy. I'm sure he's happy to go back to Scream because like that made him what
That's
it was.
what made him a big time.
Yeah, but isn't that almost as egregious as like the studio's like, hey man, you want to come back? He's like, yeah, I love this stuff, and I'll be back for it. And then they just butcher him in this movie and don't do anything with him.
So okay,
But they need to be there because A, he needs to work, and B, because he has a heartfelt connection to this franchise. That's almost worse.
I don't disagree.
I think that's a twofold question though, because like, look, he knows that Stu is dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, or has been dead this whole time. And to have him have an opportunity, because like, look, I'm assuming they didn't pitch him as like this weird AI thing at first. They're probably like, hey, we got an idea how to use Stu to get Stu back into Scream. Are you interested? And they don't tell him why. They just say, is it even on the table to get you to come back? And he probably goes, okay, I'm listening.
Yeah.
And he goes, how much is the paycheck?
Yeah. But I just, why not go the whole? Why not just do the thing? You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna have so much of him in this, like, what's the point of it almost being him, but then not being him? Except for
What if he comes back in real life in 8?
No.
going to.
They've already destroyed that.
Yeah, but like it's
Well, the TV did years ago.
it's just clear to me that they only did it because of the nostalgia bait side of it, and it's like
I don't think that's true because they used. I think when they brought Billy back, they had every intention of looping Stu back somehow. They just didn't know how, and they're like, okay, well, we lost the girls, so now we have to do a different storyline. Now we have to have Stu regardless.
okay. Here's the next piece. If you're going to do an AI stew and all this other stuff, the people that are doing the AI stew, the killers, they never met the guy. They don't know his mannerisms. They don't know how he acts, and he's the perfect stew.
So I thought about that too, right? Is the people that we know, or the people that are the killers in this movie, do not have any connection to Stu at all.
Yeah.
And somehow conjure a AI Matt Lillard Stu character
Mm-hmm.
that has his voice.
Yep.
How that happens.
Yeah.
Looks like him. Okay, I'm sure you get some pictures and
Yeah.
maybe make that one.
Well, Agent software exists
though because
Yeah.
the TV. Okay,
Sure. But, I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
That I can see. But it's the voice and the mannerism thing. Like, they don't have that.
Yeah, they don't know the guy.
This is from 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why he never said they'll be right back. Maybe that's a good way to explain that.
No, because she says it. So they
Right.
thing without doing
Well,
the
but
thing.
he didn't say it, and that's what I'm trying to answer Roger's question.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he did say it, but like they did the nostalgia thing.
Sure,
man.
I don't disagree with you on that, but it's I have a hard time believing that in the universe where this happens, a Sidney Prescott and a Mark Evans, who is a cop from the third one. I think it's a cop from the third
It's
one.
the same guy, just
Like,
different
how
actor,
do they
right?
not? How does a cop in that situation in the garage, like with all the sheets? First of all, massive fucking garage. Number two is
Massive
like,
house,
how
dude.
do you fall for that? How do you? Again, it's like I know you did this thing where you're like, they never treat cops well in this franchise.
No, they don't. You're right. Because I think of all the times we've had cops in this, and they're all useless.
Or they die quickly.
Or they're the bad guy.
Yeah,
Or they're the bad guy. Okay.
The one we saw a while ago that wasn't a dumbass or
Dermot.
that
Yeah.
was the fucking
Yeah, I mean, like
killer.
this place has a police force. You know what I mean?
Where's Pine Grove?
Apparently, wanting for police officers.
No. Like
I know. I don't know where.
Where is it at?
I don't
what
know.
state is this in?
I don't know.
I assumed it was somewhere in California, but I could have been wrong. I don't know.
Mm.
That's Angel Grove, where the Power Rangers are.
As soon as you said Angel Grove, I'm
Same
like,
hole, by the way.
So, yeah, I just
There's
think
a
it's
lot
odd.
going on up here sometimes.
I don't understand why you ever get away from with the Scream. Why wouldn't you ever get away from Woodsboro? Why would you ever do that?
Well, because I mean, eventually people will just leave Woodsboro.
Or like I just watched all of these. I just watched all of these with my mother, who's like, I think we were in the 5th one. She's like, why is the National Guard not there right now? Like,
Yeah.
whenever someone gets killed, like
Yeah.
you call in.
There's an insane. Why is there no insane manhunt
This
right
is the
now?
54th stab murder in 30 years.
Like in the 6th one where they kill Melanie Hicks, I think, or
Mhm.
the Hicks, right in front of her house in broad daylight. He's just stabbing her.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Okay, back to Scream 7.
So let's go. Let's move to the bar scene. 'Cause I have problems here.
Let's go to the bar scene.
So
So town's on lockdown. Of course it is, because there's been horrific murders.
also, lockdowns and curfews is the Hollywood cop out for there's no one outside.
Right. Well, of
And like, motherfucker, I live in a town of 17 people, and you put a curfew in, and there's still people on the street.
Hey, I'll be drinking on my porch.
Yeah,
Well,
like
okay,
what's happening?
No, but I want to. But like it's 4, 5, 6. They all have the let's all get together and talk about who the possible killers are sequences.
Yeah.
So like this, it does kind of fit in the Scream lexicon in the timeline. I'll grant you, it does fit.
Yeah.
But like it's stupid.
Yes, and
I mean, we
and,
tried to lock down a whole country, and that didn't fucking.
and in this one, and in this one, they're all caricatures. Even like in the first one, especially, but even the second one, like the group of kids that are like also like which one's the killer kind of
least
deal.
diverse group of kids we ever had too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean like they're all like believable people. These are all just
I don't know, dude. The
Boyfriend, man, no.
boyfriend.
okay.
Like,
okay,
look, if
fine.
you wanted somebody to be like, yeah, he's definitely the fucking killer. Like, oh my god.
They're true, but they're still believable people in the story.
Okay.
These kids, they're all cartoon characters with human flesh on. Every one of them, and like none of them are
None of them makes
believable.
any sense. Oh,
Yeah.
They're all just. They don't act how normal people would act.
No,
None of
yeah.
them.
Well,
And I think I know where you're going
I
with
love
like
the fact
yeah.
that she's like, let's go to my parents' bar. Or the restaurant and bar. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
she's just like serving them beers.
Yeah.
And
Straight from the tap.
Pizza turns on the oven, makes
Yeah.
pizzas.
Burns a pizza.
Yep.
Like, why does like whenever there's a commotion in this film, like the people in the very next room aren't like, oh, what's that?
Hey, turn the fucking lights on. like that's one problem. And this has been a scary movie thing for a long
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
Like, how often do you hear some loud noise and you go around the corner, the lights off, and the first thing you do is fucking slam the
Yeah.
lights on?
Or how,
Everybody does that.
or how does the killer always know how to turn all the lights off?
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
Well, I mean, you either have two things here. Either you're not turning the lights on because they don't want to get caught, or B, there's a citywide curfew and no one's out, and you can turn the lights on because no one's going to come. No one's in the goddamn street to see that you have the lights on. So what does it matter?
But any of the businesses or houses nearby.
Not a single soul is in this town.
Okay, so we end up with a set of stabs and kills and stuff in this, which are stupid. And we get
Yeah.
somebody that gets spiked on a beer tap.
That's-
no bothers you. So this kid dies trying to be semi-heroic.
Yeah.
Which, okay,
Cool.
give him credit for that.
Yeah.
And they have a tap wall because everywhere's got a tap wall now, and there's one's got like a steeple point. Picks him up by the head.
The most dangerous steeple point that's ever been steeple pointed, by the
Because,
way.
like, look, as a guy who has beer taps, they're not that big
That's
of a deal.
that's just a lawsuit waiting to happen for that fucking restaurant, but it's fine.
Picks him
was
up
asking
by the
myself
head
that.
and fucking like a pumpkin clunk down on
Yep.
him.
But then it doesn't. It doesn't make sense logically how the beer comes out of his mouth either.
It doesn't. No, you're right.
At all. Like, because it didn't go through his neck. Like,
Yeah.
Come on,
It's
man.
just stupid.
Yeah. And A, it can't support the weight. B, it's on the wrong side of the bar. C, there's not any force to go through all that because you actually need that. And so now we know it can't be one of the killers that we're seeing. So it has to be the other person. But logistically, it doesn't make sense for what happens right after that. It has to be her that's in the bar. She can't lift him up like that. That's insane.
We'll see. Gender matters here. Sex matters.
Well, I think, again, these are things that they're not thinking of. But, like, as I'm watching it and you're showing me things and you're giving me answers, it's like, but wait, then what about this? Because it's all insane. Also, how come this is the time that there are 2 survivors in a whole bunch of Ghostface stabbings? Because there are 2 people to make it out of here without being dead
Chad and Mindy.
and are fine enough to just fucking
Back to
carry on back to work.
Well, after I assume that they got cleaned up at a hospital,
Oh, yeah?
maybe.
Yeah, they're like,
I mean, he comes in on a swing.
and they both get this.
Where did you get that
They-
from? CVS?
They both get town's on lockdown.
That's what I mean.
They're,
They're
away.
still there.
They're both discharged together. They're both patched up together. They're both out at the same time. They're both equally able to keep working. Like, it's just so stupid.
It's campy.
It's stupid, is what it is.
Well, camp is often stupidity,
Oh,
but
all right, so it's
Well,
about time to close
we-
it down.
we're-
So
we're-
let's-
we're
let's
just
close
closer.
the end here.
We're-
I want to talk about how this motherfucker gets hit in the face with a fire extinguisher and just
twice in this
and
movie.
just gets
Shrugs it
up
off.
like it didn't happen. And either it's the dude or it's the
Somebody got hit in the face.
113-pound chick. She's dead.
I
There's a
mean, most people are injured severely.
cranial fracturing. Her nose is in the back of her skull at least. But you know
You know
what?
an orbital fracture is? When your eyeball is caved in?
Yeah.
Oh.
And you know what? We see both of them out their masks on later, and there's not a fucking mark on them. Like, it's just stupid.
Well, that's my point of talking about it, the Magnum shots earlier. Like, that was
Yeah.
to me the most egregious thing, and now like it's nothing compared to this.
Well, here's the thing. At least with the shots, you could be wearing a vest. I mean,
True.
you may not see
Yeah.
the immediate damage.
Yeah.
It'll be there.
You're also
Yeah,
not breathing after that too.
Here's the other thing. When she shoots him through the wall, which was in the trailer, which is why I put that in the trailer, because we know he's not dead. Like, because we know he sits up, so there's no suspense here. I'm watching a long ass scene of her like guiding her daughter through how to shoot this guy, and I already know what happens because you put it in the trailer. There's no suspense here. I'm just waiting. Shoot him. There's no way in this world she's just done out here. Oh, in the head. Bow, 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 bow. Like,
Well, of course, Sydney's daughter would have done that without even being
it
told.
doesn't matter whose daughter. It could be my
No,
7-year-old
what? No,
daughter.
it doesn't.
She's capping that.
Hold
for
on,
me.
but it doesn't, because Friends since Scream 1, you always shoot him in the head. That's like the main. That her daughter of everyone on the planet.
There is one thing that movie did teach you.
Yes.
Shoot him in the
Yeah.
head.
Sydney's been through this 6 times already.
know.
Come on, man.
I've seen my 7-year-old plays Roblox, and she's capping that fool. He's done.
The other part of it is we have terrible weapon like recognition.
Mhm.
We never reload.
Oh
ever.
God.
So like there's a scene at the end of this movie where like we finally started to eliminate ghost faces.
Yeah.
All right, ghost faces.
Ghostfaces.
Ghostface.
Ghost-
Just Ghostface is the
We
plural.
started to eliminate them. Okay. And we just dome Embry. We just
Oh yeah,
I
it's gone. Just
wow,
instantly.
He don't matter.
Okay, cool.
And then
Well,
some
because he didn't matter.
no,
He really didn't.
No, he was one of the ones that made the least amount of sense.
Yep.
Okay. But
Congratulations, Embry. You have the least amount of
we,
sense in
so
the
we,
screen.
we end up going back into this like renovated garage fun house, like fucking Home Alone style.
Yeah.
And for the first time, all movie people make sense. They have 2 guns. She starts running, and they just start clapping.
Oh.
Right. So much so that they put 30 rounds directly into her face hole,
Yeah.
and it's just gone.
Yeah.
Which I belly laughed in the movie theater. Went because it's so fucking corny.
Yeah.
And it was just
Well, it's even at layers of corniness because I was mad at that moment, so I didn't even notice that her face was gone at first. But like, she does the whole "I'm going to be the killer and scream and run at you" thing. Like that's the
Sure.
first problem. But like, they frame the shot in front of this plastic, right?
Mhm.
She doesn't beeline towards them. She does this weird fucking hard 90, so she can be like, "Ha!" in front of the goddamn plastic,
Just in case you couldn't hit my profile.
and then gets wasted. It's like
That's got to be part of this short.
it's so irritating. And then seconds before that, they shoot her. She's down, right? And then in 3 seconds, she goes, "Mom, are you okay?" And they look back and she's gone. This is the Ghostface statue problem again. She didn't make a single sound. There's no blood on the ground. She just gets up and runs to the shadows so she can scream and run at you, and you can get like it's. Come the fuck on, movie.
Well, Joe McHale did it earlier, though. A good guy did it, or someone who wasn't Ghostface, which I think was the movie was trying to tell you that he may have been a Ghostface. It was trying to convince you of something of that nature. But yeah, it's
That man took a beating too.
Yeah.
did.
Can I quote you guys some actual dialogue in this movie
Yes.
by our Ghostface killers?
Please.
See, I got mad in the theater as it happened. There are 2 lines that someone wrote down on a script and then said, "I want you to say this." And the director went, "No, this is good. Ready? This is one of your Ghostface killers."
Oh, blowing the raspberry.
Yeah, that's one of it. The other one is during an intense fight scene in your climactic moment, one of your Ghostface killers goes, "Is that all you got?" That's the cringiest fucking dialogue I've ever heard.
Well, that whole thing where the Ghostface runs at them and they shoot him, that happened in like 3 or 4 of the films. The second one, the third one, I was trying to think, maybe the fourth
Yeah.
one, definitely the 6th one. I don't know fifth one, Jack Quaid.
Yeah.
So it happens in like 5 of the 7.
Yeah.
So I mean, that is a Scream thing. So
That doesn't make it okay, and also set it up better. But like, I'm not.
Sure.
I'm in an altercation with you, Grayson. And you give me a good shiner right, just right across the jaw. I'm not gonna say to you, "Is that all? Is that the best you
Is that
got?
all you got?
Is that all you got?" Like, it's not happening, and it's like these people don't know how these things go, and it's just.
No,
irritating.
it's like there's half a movie here, and one half is okay at best, and the other half is
Yeah.
terrible. It's just really just not good.
Well, you know what they've shown us is they've run out of ideas to link it back to Woodsboro.
Okay, but I would argue though, and I don't want to dig down this.
They had
rabbit hole
7
again.
other characters that made more sense to be Ghostface than the people we get as Ghostface.
True, but again, you don't have to link it. Like Ghostface can be its own identity at this
Mhm.
point.
Yeah.
It can be a crazy person assuming like, hey, I'm a stab fanatic or like I'm a Scream fanatic and this is what I want it to be. They don't have to link it to Woodsboro. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
Sydney. Like, I mean, this is something that happened like basically with the New York stuff. You know how it started. It wasn't that. So
Hmm.
you can make a story like that.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think a better story. It's like do the whole thing where like they're gonna kill her. Like she wants to kill her so she can be free or something. But like the next Ghostface killer can just like their whole goal can be to sever its ties to Woodsbury.
Yeah.
It could be Woodsboro to sever its ties from Sydney. Like that could be like the goal of Ghostface, but it never is because they're afraid to. I don't know.
Hold on, but that's like the idea of the mask in the 3rd Halloween movie being like, it can be anyone. Like, no, fuck off. It's got to be Michael Myers. It cannot be anyone else. Ghostface has to be.
Ghostface can be anyone.
But hold on. Ghostface needs to be linked to Sydney and to Woodsboro. I don't want a story set in Tennessee in 10 years. Another Ghostface. Like, it's just that's not Scream.
I want
anymore.
Ghostface terrorized Dollywood.
But what if it's a good movie? Like because here's the thing, it's currently hamstrung by that now. And 30 years later, you're running out of good stories to tell to where you have
Then stop telling them.
to where you have the wino neighbor wife with the kid that she didn't mind killing, her own kid. And, like this is the story they're now telling because they're hamstrung by the whole.
Another kid why'd you kill your son? He was too much like his father.
Yeah, exactly. But like that's what I mean.
What the fuck?
You're too hamstrung to what is here, and you can't tell a good story.
Then stop making Scream movies. Move on to something else.
You wanted a Scream 7.
Hold on. Correct. Hold on. If you take but sure, if it's being made, I want to see it. But I would rather get more movies like Ready or Not or other kind of like, okay, we could do it. Because like there are tons of movies in history of film that like started as one thing and then became something else entirely into another franchise or whatever. But if you don't have a story to tell, don't make a sequel.
I'm saying after 25 plus years and 6 other movies, I think it's okay if they go someplace else with it if they want to keep on doing
I
it.
disagree with that
Or
100%.
just don't.
That's
No,
my point. I agree
that-
with.
Just don't is an option, but going someplace else has to be an option too.
Once you get away from Sydney and Woodsboro, it stops being Scream.
No, once you get away from Ghostface, it stops being Scream. If Sydney wasn't in the movie, I wouldn't have cared a damn bit. It doesn't matter.
She's not in 5.
But Woodsboro is very heavily referenced in 5. That's the problem. But so is Gale Weathers. So is everyone else. Chad
Can
Mindy.
you tell me why it has to be? Because I understand why it can be, why it should be, but can you tell me why it has to
We're
be?
making the argument. Okay, so we're conflating the argument differently. We're talking. We've said before, especially in the Marvel universe, if you want to cast these people to play these characters where they don't make any sense with the source material, then just make another movie. Don't Disney, if you want a black princess, don't use Little Mermaid. Just make another great movie with a black princess. Why do but I don't understand why you want to make a Scream movie, but it's not Sydney and it's Ghostface and it's in Tennessee. Then make something else completely.
Because Ghostface is as much Scream as Sydney is.
I disagree with. I 100% disagree with that.
You can disagree, and that'll be your opinion.
Fine,
Yeah.
it's my opinion, but if you, I
understand,
let me ask you this.
your disagreement.
Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
It's one of those like it can be 2, never 3. You have a movie set in Tennessee with Ghostface, no Sydney. Acceptable or not?
Doesn't matter where it's set.
Set somewhere else besides Woodsboro is my point.
Yeah, it's fine, doesn't matter.
Then you have a movie set in Tennessee, no Ghostface, but Sydney. Acceptable?
Well, that's not Scream.
That's my point.
No,
No.
Ghostface is more important than Sydney because they had multiple movies without Sydney.
The character.
There's one movie without Sydney.
Okay, but
6.
still. Well, 5.
5.
She was there. She was in 5. She came back.
She was okay.
When
She
Dewey
was
died.
in
She came
5.
back for Gale.
Okay. Yeah. But my point here is that you haven't told me why it has to be those two things. I understand that they're linked and that when one is there, the other makes sense. I do, but you're not telling me why it has to be Sydney and or
Because you're making
Woodsboro.
the argument that it's better to make a Scream movie without Sydney and with Ghostface rather than just come up with some new idea and do something else
I
entirely.
didn't say better. I said possible, and also
But I'm asking which one is better.
still haven't told me why you can't do it though.
Because without Sidney Prescott, you don't have a movie. You don't. She is as important as Ghostface is here. If you remove Sidney, then what's the link to Ghostface? Then what? Who are you terrorizing and why? That's what I don't get. I don't understand the argument there.
I think that a guy in a scream mask and a knife is pretty terrifying, no matter where they are, or who they're killing.
But then you have to reference Woodsboro. You have to say, "Oh, this is happening. Oh, this happened at Woodsboro with Sidney Prescott." Like you have to then reference the source.
Eh, I
What
don't
if it
know.
references it?
But why do you want a Scream 8 instead of another great IP?
I
That's what
think.
I'm asking.
Well, no, hold on.
That's what I'm
I never
asking.
said I wanted that either.
Yeah, I think that I think my point is that Scream 7 could have been anything else, and I think it would have been better than what we got.
I don't
think-
know. I agree with you that Ghostface is very important.
I think that I would rather us be arguing right now about if Scream 7 being set in Tennessee and not having Sydney in it was a good thing or a bad thing versus us talking about a really shitty Scream 7 that has Sydney in it though.
What? See, that's the thing is, if you make a Scream movie with only 2 or 3 calls from Ghostface, then I say, well, you made a mistake. Without we never got the phone call. And one of the few phone calls was in the opening sequence
Yeah.
in the murder house. So
Yeah.
it was a throwaway anyway. But it's without the voice, I would argue you don't have Scream.
Okay.
And I noticed
yeah,
the
yeah.
absence.
That's Ghostface.
Yeah.
The voice is Ghostface.
I'm aware of what it is, but I'm
Yeah.
saying it just doesn't. You've
Yeah.
got to those two elements have to be in play all the time, Sydney and Ghostface. You can't have one without the other.
I disagree with that.
But they're
Okay.
not in play all the time because they didn't happen in 6.
But the Woodsboro and other people and Gale Weathers, which is very, I mean, she's almost as integral as she's been in more movies than Sydney has. Gale
I
Weathers.
mean, which I mean, again, I think if Gail's not in it, it doesn't hurt or help the movie in any way.
Well, I want to go on
Yeah,
record. I want to go on record saying you can't just set Scream. Oh, here's an idea, some young producer. Let's put Scream in Montana, and he's mad because of something. And no, we don't want Nev Campbell. Well, then make another slasher. Don't make Scream. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I get that. I think it's possible. I think it's a better thing. I think it would have been better than what we got here. And I think
Depending
it's
on the elements of the story, yeah.
I think it's because they're hamstrung to what they're trying to hold on to, instead of going, okay, listen, it's been so long, and within their own universe, in the Stab universe, this thing is a phenomenon and it makes copycats. So it's like, I think logistically speaking, you could have it someplace else, and simply saying that, like, this person, this psychopath, just they live here, they have no means to go there, and like there's ways to tell the story and have something here that is scary and unsettling and thrilling because it has the Ghostface character in it. That doesn't have to be tied and hamstrung to what it's been stuck on. Because obviously they ran out of ideas because we got the wino mom that has no reason to kill Sydney, trying to kill Sydney.
Well, I'm going to go on record and say you do have to be hamstrung by what's come before. I just want to, because this is timestamped, I want to go on record and say you need that. So if you guys want to say you don't, then people, I want to say you will.
Yeah.
It's said we don't.
Yeah, it's fine. I think that being so close-minded in the box is what got us here. I think being stuck in this box is exactly why we got Scream 7.
I don't disagree with you on that.
I have an immense stack of IPs I could fix before Scream.
Oh, you're fair.
Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. But all right, I think so. We're drawing to final thoughts. Is
Scream's bad.
I'm disappointed. This is without a doubt the worst. Not only is it the worst executed Scream film, but it's also the one with the weakest link to Woodsboro, to Sydney. It's the one with that makes the least amount of sense. It's the one where the characters act the least amount of common sense in the Scream universe. It's just, this is bad. Kevin Williamson, you're worth more than this.
I don't know if he is.
He is.
He's worth a lot more than this.
He's done better before.
100%. I hope, Kevin Williamson, that you are able to, if there's going to be a Scream 8, which I assume there will be because this thing's going to make $200 million.
He's done it better alone? Because he's alone here, right? He doesn't have...
He's wrote them all.
He hasn't had Wes Craven since
He's been the writer on all of them. I don't think he's solely written all of them.
No, he did. He wrote the first one, second one, third one.
Yeah, but he had Wes Craven then to balance out.
Sure. Wes Craven did the fourth one. He passed away somewhere between the fourth one and the fifth one. So it's been Williamson ever since. But so maybe it's only because Williamson that we're even getting these. I'm sure that isn't it Paramount or who? What is it?
I don't remember who.
I don't remember who it is. Studio. But I think it's time to just shelve Scream for a while.
You know what?
Come back in 10 years.
I mean, it worked for him before to shelve it and then come back to it. I agree. I think this is just a bad movie, and there's just so many decisions that don't respect the audience. Like it's cheap pulls at people who love the franchise. It's a lot of decisions movie making wise that just don't make sense, and that if you think about it, if you squint just a little bit at it and think a little, the whole thing just comes apart, and you don't want that in your movie. You want there to be some plausibility, because that's what makes it exciting. That's what makes it thrilling. There's just none here. There's none here. The whole town is just asleep.
That's the irony between like me wanting this movie so bad is like I'm the guy who's like, yes, we need studio movies. We don't need Netflix movies. And like, this is the worst.
This feels like
a Netflix movie.
Yeah. This
feels like one.
This is far and away better than most Netflix films. But I just watch this and then watch Kind of Pregnant, and you tell me which one's worse.
That's a crazy one to want to compare.
It's
but you can name 7 Netflix movies that are better than this. Leaps and bounds.
Off the top of your head. You don't need to do that right now.
Yeah. You could.
That's an unfair comparison.
All right. So again, resuming final thoughts. I'm the Scream mega fan, and I am disappointed. I feel let down by Kevin Williamson. I feel let down by Ghostface. I feel let down by the entire franchise, and I'm very I'm not happy this movie exists. But I'm glad that some guy yelled in my theater, "Hell yeah!" when the house burned down. So.
Yeah.
I mean, the short version of it, and the last thing we need to discuss is it's bad.
Yeah.
And this is a unanimous triple thumbs down. None of us liked it, and
it's not often we're all like that either.
No, it's usually somebody is like, I got some good points.
Yeah.
It's not good, man.
Yeah,
and here's the thing: we know it can be better. Does it need to be better? I don't even know anymore. Like if no, you're right. I would hope that this isn't the end of Scream because of how bad it is. But if Scream never comes back, I'll be like, well, yeah, the ending fucking sucked.
Yeah.
And that's why we didn't make any more. But again, it opens to giant money. So that alone probably means we get another one. And
They burnt that house down. They
But
just
what if
didn't-
one of the producers is like, the studio wants another Scream movie. Let's burn the house down. Then we will never go back. We'll never go back.
And now here they are. That one producer's looking at the numbers like, son of a
Sydney didn't live there.
Hmm?
Her house still stands.
Oh yeah,
That's true. That is very
the
true.
new Scream house.
No.
Make it the
Um,
new
No, her
stab
house in
house.
Woodsboro is still standing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
Pine Grove.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Closes down.
Yeah.
Okay, you gave your final. Okay,
Get-
well, thank you, gentlemen.
Get me out of here.
Thank you guys for joining us for Scream 7. This has been episode 71 of Post Credits Podcast, a show where we are lucky enough to talk about movies with you. If you listen to this episode on an audio-only service, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Podbean, feel free to head over to YouTube. Check us out there also. You can see our handsome mugs. You can see me get all angry about Scream. I love it. Turn us on while you're doing work, while you're cooking dinner, doing homework, whatever it is you people do. Thank you very much. Like and subscribe. Smash those buttons with intent. Thank you for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you next week for another discussion. Later this week also for a movie bracket battle. Very exciting.
Brackets.
In which none of us will have changed our clothes. But it was filmed on a different day.
No, it's not.
No, it's not a lot of
Like 15 minutes.
I know.
15. God.
Yeah, I gotta pee.